Weather has turned on us, and that is an understatement. Jeff and I are out here screwing around. We have a lot of snow, we have wind, sub-zero temperatures are coming in, and it's gonna get really nasty, but we're giving it one more try.
We're gonna get it done. Today's the day.
We're hoping. Machine's actually thankfully started up, so now we're just hoping that the tracks are not frozen to the ground. But what we got to do is we're going to try to go in and mess with these pumps. Put in our pump pit last week on Friday. The problem is we're not getting enough water going from the pond into our pump pits. So we're going to try to open this up a little bit more. So you're thinking you want to bring in more gravel?
Yeah.
Kind of right over here. What's happening is we're either getting some sort of blockage in here, which we don't really know, we can't see, but for some reason the water's not flowing through the gravel going into our pump pit. We have to reposition everything and see what we can make happen. Another fun day. Machine did get kind of stuck. There was some ice buildup in here, so we busted that free. We got that gravel in place. We're digging down through the icing. We get down to this muck. So our goal here is I want to protect this retaining wall. We're gonna widen this up, connect over to where that gravel bed was. Yeah, construction projects, never easy with groundwater issues. We have retaining walls in place, we have fences in place, existing storm sewers connecting up, making things very, very difficult for us. We have our sewer plugs in place. Those are still holding. All the snow melt would cause trouble for us, so that's holding back all the water inside of there. We dug this entire section out, got all stone under there. We kept ourselves about 2.5 feet away from the face of that wall, and it just kept collapsing in. It was sucking water a little bit better, drawing it down, visibly see it. Dug out a whole nother section, put in more river stone, allowed for more water to get into our pump over there, which made a huge difference. We still have our pump over here, trying to get some of these areas that have pooling water to drain over here to our pit. You can see what we're dealing with here. Some parts are rock hard. This material here in the bottom, thick, nasty. I don't even know if I can lift it out of here with one hand. It's just a mixture of this bentonite clay sediment layer. It's not everywhere though. Some areas, it's just solid river rock on the bottom. We're going to come in here, put in our drainage pipe to try to get all this water draining away. I am a very optimistic person, so I'm always thinking we could make it work. I'll show you some of these areas where these springs are popping up. There are some goldfish kind of tucked in here. Actually, here's a couple right here. You can see these deep little holes, and they just continue to bubble water up out of the bottom. Water's out, froze up, but now we're driving on it. We're breaking through the ice and getting down into the muck again. So Jeff is scooping some of it out. We have some crushed stone over here. We're using that to make like a road bed. We're trying to get down through the middle of the pond over here, and then we're gonna fill it all back in with a good solid base material. So our pump pit seemed to be working pretty well now. We opened up this area to allow more water in. We have a huge bed of 1.5 inch gravel. And just look at all that nasty slop. The bottom of this pond is a series of peaks, like ridges and valleys, which I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. So what we're trying to do is make that roadway going all the way through the entire center. We're gonna put our drainage system inside of that, inside of the roadway. Then we could actually drive the excavator down. We're gonna scrape all that material out. I feel much better about the drainage system now that we have everything operating properly. We're slowly gonna work our way this way. That's an impressive machine. Did not think we'd be able to get that in here. That's awesome. Thumbs up right there. It's gonna flip it though. All right, so we went through 2 loads of stone already. We got a 3rd one, another one on the way. Some of the stuff that has more rock and gravel in it, which is kind of this stuff in here, that's gonna go back on top of the liner, down on the very bottom as a ballast material. And then we're separating out cobblestones over here. And I'm really happy to see that machine down inside of here. That means we are making progress. You see kind of that gray material in there? That's the bentonite clay. So that's the material that was added into the pond to try to seal up some of the leaks. Did not do the job. The polypropylene liner will really take care of it for us. Down in the trench, trying to pitch everything over there to our pump vaults. Now we are getting into all that gravel that we put in yesterday. We knew this was going to be a challenge, but a sacrifice. We're going to have to lose some of that material, but it will be worth it in the long run. All right, we got another big milestone. Just grabbed my camera. I wish I could have filmed it, but I was down in the hole. Matt and I just got 2 drain pipes going into our pump vault, which is, I've been dying to get this for a while. We dug the trench from that deep pond of water way over here. That bottom elevation there is 6 inches above the bottom of our pump vault. So we have good pitch coming in here. We made a little bit of a dam right in here. We had this pump running. It sucked the water down on this side. We came in with our Sawzall, cut a notch out. We brought our 2 4-inch pipes into the basin. Now what we're doing is just cleaning out that area where we had that little dam. We're gonna continue laying that pipe down and we could bury this whole thing up. Right now though, it's working. That's a good sign. Few more guys actually today, which is nice because we got all of these cobblestones we've been pulling out. Problem is they are stuck in the mud and they froze, so it's literally like they're mortared in place. So we got to bust them out. We're using the excavator where we can, scraping all the material away, and then we pick them up and move them. Not really big boulders, but still it's a lot of manpower. So everything was frozen, starting to thaw out, which is good, but now it's getting mushy again. We found a soft spot, like a really, really good soft spot. So we're gonna try to yank them out. Not looking good though. There's no traction over here though. It's kind of our problem. Oh wait, we're going. We've got it. Success. Don't go in there. We just got our first load of 3-inch. This is going to allow water flow to flow through as well as sediments. So we just got our first delivery of our heavy duty geotextile fabric. This is a very thick material. It's going to allow water to pass through, but it's going to keep the mud and everything down. We just laid a couple big sheets going across. It's going to create a barrier, kind of trapping some of the heavier sediments on the bottom. We're going to come in with our 3-inch stone. We'll start dumping in this corner. We'll start shoveling it. What that's going to do is it's going to slowly start to push water up through, and sediment's going to want to migrate that way. So we will slowly work our way all the way across the fabric. Once we get to about here, I will put in another piece of the fabric, and then we'll keep working our way all the way to this far end. That way I can come in here with more drain lines on top of that 3-inch rock, and it's going to keep it from getting clogged up. Well, like they always say, slow and steady wins the race. But we've tried multiple things and we failed. We've been stuck. We're finally in a place where things are making good progress. We continue to put layers of the heavy fabric going out. We're creating a good solid driving surface. But what's really interesting, water seeping up, but there's kind of like a liquid layer of sediments and stuff on the bottom. When the machines drive around, the entire mass kind of moves. It's kind of floating on top of everything, which is pretty amazing. Still, it's like a waterbed. If you remember what a waterbed was. For those of you who had them, just keep dropping this stuff in, puts weight on everything, it just keeps pushing. We continue pumping excess water out. We have a good solid working surface now. More importantly, it's going to keep all that sediment from clogging up our drain pipes. We mobilized back on site. got deliveries, got a lot of the water out. We're ready to do work. Started rebuilding the road to get in because the thaw turned back gushy again. We buried the machine again. It's unbelievable. So he was just trying to compact some of that stuff and the one track fell off and that was it. So definitely getting frustrated, pushing us all to the limit here. We are finally making progress. Now it's starting to rain. That means more water coming into our excavation, which we've been fighting with. This is all the slop that we keep pulling out. This material has kind of set up. So once it has a chance to de-water a little bit, it's actually going to be a very nice soil. Clay, bentonite, sand, sediment, cobblestone, gravel, and here's Dave coming in with another heavy sediment stuff. You can see how liquid it is here as he dumps it. Yeah, nasty. We're just trying to systematically work our way across. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to cut another piece of that fabric. We're going to get about an 18-inch overlap over this. We'll keep working our gravel across, keep pushing that material further and further. Scooping out all that stuff, all that material came from way over here. We just keep pushing it. Nasty stuff. Hopefully it doesn't splash on my camera lens. That's it. Repeat the process. I do want to stress that projects like this are not for the beginner pond builder. You have to understand, I have been in this type of a situation before and I learned from it. Many years of experience has helped me at least to deal with the stuff. It's still not easy. You have a lot of challenges happening here, but knowing how to install the drainage systems, knowing what to expect. We're getting machines stuck down in the mud. We're taking longer than we anticipated. The city is thankfully has been very understanding, but that's what I want to stress is this is not an easy project. This project should be for more of the experienced builders that are out there, and you should be charging properly for it. This is the type of stuff that creates that content and that information for the pond professor. You know, coming out there and learning and coming up with different strategies to try to fix all these different things, and then sharing all that with all of you. Draining water out today. I got a couple more deliveries on the way of stone. We have our fabric and everything over here that's been delivered, so I want to try to get all this set up in the next couple days so we can get the liner in place, and then I can start to rest easy. All right, we'll see you soon.